Let's talk about an incredible 250-year-old piece of engineering that, believe it or not, holds a super important warning for our future. It asks a question that gets right to the heart of our relationship with AI today. So, can a machine seem alive? Long before we had AI, long before chatbots, or even electricity, one extraordinary machine was built to ask us exactly that. And honestly, we're still trying to figure out the answer. Okay, so let's jump back in time. The year is 1773. Just let that sink in for a second. This is a world with no computers, no software, not a single line of code. It's a world lit by candlelight, powered by muscle and steam, and it's right here that our story begins. We're going to look at an object from this era that was so much more than just a machine. You could almost call it a philosophical argument made out of silver and steel. Its name? The Silver Swan. So what is the Silver Swan? Well, it's this life-size automaton, a mechanical marvel built by an inventor named John Joseph Merlin. And when you first look at it, you'd probably just think, wow, what a beautiful sculpture. But you see, its real purpose isn't to sit still. Its purpose is to create an illusion. When this thing is activated, the magic starts. The swan begins to move, its head turns from side to side, like it's scanning its surroundings. It delicately preens the feathers on its back. Then, its long, elegant neck bends down towards what looks like water. It's actually a bed of rotating glass rods, but it totally looks like a shimmering stream. And then bam, it spots a little silver fish, and with this incredibly swift, precise motion, it catches it.
And you have to remember, there is no hidden power source. It is not plugged into anything.
There is absolutely no programming telling it what to do, no algorithm making any kind of decision. Every single one of those fluid, lifelike movements comes from an insanely complex system of springs, gears, and clockwork. That's it, purely mechanical. So you can imagine why this wasn't just impressive to people back in the 18th century, it was deeply unsettling. It created a kind of philosophical shock. And the shock really came from the contrast, right? Back then, people thought of machines as loud, clunky, rigid things, just doing the same simple, repetitive task over and over. The Silver Swan was the complete opposite. Its movements were smooth, they were organic, and they seemed intentional. It looked like it had a purpose. And that is the crucial point. It wasn't just automation. It was a simulation of life. The swan didn't just move its parts, it behaved like a living creature. And that distinction is what made it so revolutionary and, frankly, so disturbing to people. People who saw it were caught in this mix of emotions. I mean, they admired the craftsmanship, of course, but they also felt a deep sense of discomfort. It was a source of endless fascination. Even Charles Darwin was said to be just profoundly affected by it because it poked at the very question he was exploring. What exactly is the boundary between a biological machine and a mechanical one? But here's the secret, the paradox at the heart of the swan. It's all a trick, a brilliant one, but a trick nonetheless. The intelligence you think you see, it's not actually in the machine itself. It's in the design. The swan isn't thinking, it's not learning, and it can't adapt. Every single one of its beautiful, lifelike motions is predetermined, hard-coded right into its mechanics. The genius isn't its awareness, but the awareness of its creator. So how does this all connect to our world today? Well, this 250-year-old illusion builds a direct bridge to our experience with modern artificial intelligence. I know, it sounds a little crazy, right? Can a clockwork automaton from 1773 really teach us anything about the huge AI models of the 21st century? The answer is a resounding yes. Today's AI systems are, of course, infinitely more complex. They can generate human-like language, they can create art, recognize our faces, and hold conversations that feel completely real. But the psychological effect is exactly the same as the swans. They are master simulators. And this is the core lesson the swan taught us centuries ago. As humans, we are hardwired to interpret convincing behavior as genuine understanding. If a machine acts like it gets us, our first instinct is to believe that it actually does. Ultimately, the Silver Swan's most important lesson isn't really about technology at all. It's about us. It holds up a mirror to our own psychology. The swan leaves us with 3 timeless principles for the age of AI. First, a convincing appearance is not awareness. Second, complexity is not consciousness. And third, and maybe most importantly, behavior is not intention. And that brings us to the ultimate warning from the past.
The greatest risk we face with advanced AI isn't some sci-fi robot takeover. It's the much more subtle danger that we as humans will project consciousness, understanding, and intention onto systems that have none, and then make critical decisions based on that false assumption. The Silver Swan predicted our reaction to AI long before AI even existed. It serves as this permanent reminder that the delicate line between the living and the mechanical isn't drawn with code or gears. It's drawn inside our own minds, with perception. And it's a line that has always been